Our next CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity is going to the land adjacent to One Brickworks Cottages, Factory Road in Burwell, Cambridgeshire, CB250BN. Now, CrowdProperty is a peer-to-peer lending platform designed to facilitate loans between private individuals and professional property businesses. CrowdProperty is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under permission number 723959. CrowdProperty is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. There are risks with any loans you make, and just like all peer-to-peer lending, your capital is at risk. CrowdProperty endeavours to protect all lenders. This is done by registering the legal first charge against the property project. This means that in the very unlikely event a borrower defaults on the loan, CrowdProperty will be able to take ownership of the project and manage it for the lenders. Now, the borrower on this project is Neil Rayner. He owns the property in question with no charges. And Neil is with us here on this webinar. Welcome along, Neil. Tell us a little bit more about you and your background.
I've been a qualified communication engineer and worked for BT predominantly over 25 years. I've now worked for the American Air Base as a contractor, which are called Data Techniques, and we contract out for BT Federal for projects under the Ministry of Defence and the USAF at RAF Lakenheath and Mildenhall in Suffolk. I started developing properties with Fred back in 2013, which is the house that I presently live in. That's where I am at present, and now to be going on to this project with Fred.
Well, let's meet Fred, because he's also with us and he's part of the contractor team. In fact, he's the project manager. Hi, Fred. Tell us a little bit more about you.
My name is Fred Walemba. I have been a contractor and a builder for about 8 years. I have built several projects through CrowdProperty.
Let's have a look at this project, and the project is a development loan facility of £330,000. That's towards the building of a 5-bedroom house. It's a single phase raise for a term of up to 15 months, paying lenders 7.4% per annum equivalent. This phase will contribute towards the work schedule, which includes the groundworks, the walls and the ground floor blocks and beams. All the interest is going to be retained and will be paid to lenders monthly. So this project is in the parish of Burwell. Tell us, Neil, about this local area.
The village is 3 schools previously, 2 schools as it stands now, with good shopping facilities, with some public houses, and it's 11 miles northeast of Cambridge and 40 miles northwest of Ipswich. It's just situated on the northeastern edge of Cambridge. The property is a single plot of land extending to approximately half a hectare. The site is rectangular in shape with vertices extending the rear frontage of the plot on its left side.
Their planning permission was granted by East Cambridgeshire District Council with their planning reference 20/01314/FUL, where the permission was granted to demolish existing garages and to build this 5-bedroom house. The development site is 5,663 square feet in its entirety. The loan is to facilitate the building of that 5-bedroom detached house. The residential unit will be around about 1,744 square feet. The loan will contribute towards the works to complete the building of this dwelling. The borrower has already begun on site utilising their own money, and the borrower then owns this plot unencumbered. It will, though, be first charge secured against the project by CrowdProperty. There's no second charges, and the exit strategy is to sell the building on completion of the works. Here's the local map. You can see how far away we are outside of Cambridge, which is the county town. On the right hand side, you see where the Brickworks Cottages are in the village of Burwell. And the property located on Factory Road in the northeast of Burwell. Locality mainly rural setting, mixed residential and lots of popular amenities nearby as well. A short distance away from Newmarket. Cambridge is the host of numerous historical points of interest and landmarks, including the esteemed University of Cambridge, Also, Burwell Castle remains are protected just 3 miles southeast of this particular site. You can see on the right hand side that sort of roughly rectangular shape of this particular parcel of land. Here's how it looks at the moment. Tell me, Neil, how did you come across this project?
The land was passed down to me by my father, and the land has been in the family for a good number of years, about 50 odd years. My father actually owned number 1 many years ago, but kept the land adjacent, and then he's passed it down to me to get planning permission and to where we are today.
And I'm sure that's a great legacy to your father as well, isn't it? Here is the site plan of what you're going to be putting on here. Where did you come up with the idea of what you wanted to build?
Neil had received planning for a 3-bedroom house on this land, but with a bit of tweaking, we went back to get a better planning for a 5-bedroom house, which we have achieved just recently on the 4th of March, 2021.
The floor plans of this house are here. Talk us through what you're going to be building then, Fred.
So the proposed development will have a 5-bedroom property. So at the entrance part on the left is a small restrooms over there, a small toilet, and then on the left there's a kitchen and a diner combined all together on the left. Then in front of, as you come in the house, there's a utility room, and on the right there is a big lounge for the house. Then as you go upstairs, there's about 4 bedrooms on this floor. 2 bedrooms, bedroom number 1 and 2 all have self-contained rooms. Bedroom 3 is also on the same floor, and there is a potentially a bedroom 5 or a home office. Then there's another bedroom in the loft, which is a bedroom 4, which is quite a big bedroom, also self-contained. This gives together a building of a 5-bedroom property.
And I've got some computer-generated images of how this is going to look. Who do you think will be buying this property from you, Neil?
I think that will be the local residents of the village who will possibly buy the property because of its vicinity. It's down in a rural area, and it's more known to the local people.
I've got some case studies here that I know that Fred has been working on previously, and some of these were funded by CrowdProperty. We've got 4 to talk through. The picture on the right-hand side belongs to case study 1. Talk us through these, please, Fred.
Development I've developed with CrowdProperty funded was in 2018 to 2020. This was a development of 4 properties. Number 4 and 5 what went through a great renovation, and number 6 was a new 2-bedroom end of terrace property, and number 7, which is now showed here as the Mayfair, is one of the big ones I've built in recent years. This property itself is worth about £1 million. Now, these 4 properties altogether were funded by CrowdProperty, and the total value of these is £1.8 million at completion, with a cost of about $325,000 and a purchase price of $650,000. So this was one of the great properties I built in Cambridge. Then case study 2 is another project I built in 2017 in Birmingham Road in Luton, Bedfordshire. With that property, the land was purchased for £150,000, build cost of £195,000 with a total market price of $695,000 when it was sold. Then we do have another project I've done. I've completed in 2020. This is a development of 2 properties in Newmarket, in Exening Road, Newmarket. 52 Exening Road was an existing property that was dilapidated. This was fully renovated to good standard, and a new property was built besides it, which is now known as 52 Exening Road, Newmarket. The purchase price for this site was $300,000, including the old house. And the cost to build this house and the new house was $250,000. So total purchase plus cost of building is $530,000, with a value of the properties at $1.1 million at completion. All these were completed on time and within 1 year. Then there's another project I did in 2017, 2018 in Wesley Waterless project. On this project, I bought the land at 225,000. The cost of 300,000 to develop it, and the property was sold at 850,000 pounds. In total, in Cambridge, I built about 6 properties in the last 2 years, between 2018 and 2020.
So let's come back to this project at Burwell, and here's an overview of the project financials and this proposed loan. This is a single phase raise of £330,000, and the interest is going to be fully retained. Lenders will receive the interest paid monthly at the equivalent rate of 7.4% per annum. RICS have verified the current market value to be £150,000 and the GDV to be £550,000. Initial gross day one drawdown is 97,500. Therefore, that means a loan to value of 65%. The loan to gross development value is 60%. The maximum loan period is for up to 15 months. It's targeted to commence upon completion of the legals, and the exit strategy is that the property is going to be sold on completion of the works. It will be secured with a first charge security against the property. So your next steps are to make sure that you understand the loan, carry out your own due diligence, and then decide how much you would like to lend. CrowdProperty.com is the place to be to pledge on launch. The necessary anti-money laundering checks will be carried out, and then you'll be invited to send your funds to your own online e-wallet, and you'll start earning interest on completion of the loan agreement. So this is a single raise of £330,000, paying interest monthly at the equivalent rate of 7.4% per annum for the land adjacent to 1 Brickworks Cottages, Factory Road in Burwell, CB250BN. Thank you for watching this CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. We look forward to you joining us back here soon for more funding opportunities at CrowdProperty.com.